in the rings, gets good height and a perfect landing.
On the women's uneven parallel bars now, we are looking at Julissa Gomez, just 13 years of age. Well, she just turned 14. I stand corrected. She will be a senior next year if she makes the team.
Julissa swings nice bars. She just did a beautiful high Jaeger flip. Moving great. Setting up for her dismount. If you watch, she shows extended body in all of her handstands. Double pike, flyaway, stick. Great landing, great routine for Julissa Gomez.
And the voice you are listening to belongs to Mary Lou Retton. And we just saw Parole congratulate Julissa. When he slaps around the back like that, doesn't it really hurt?
Yes, it does hurt. You're sometimes afraid to do good. You get that big bear slap from Bella.
And he's a big guy to be bear slapping little Julissa. Deep down inside, I think you look forward to it.
Yes.
We have our still ring score now is 9.85 for Zhao Junhua. And that makes him our unofficial leader at this junction as we move along to Brian Ginsberg.
One thing we have to realize with these gymnasts is that even though they may not win an event, they really want to improve upon the score that they may have received during the team competition. Now, Brian scored a 9.65 on the rings, and I'm sure he's hoping to do a better job here.
Brian is 19 years of age, lives and trains in Southern California, stepped out of college at UCLA so that he could devote his time to strictly gymnastics.
And Brian's doing a very good routine. He shows a lot of strength. They do cross, pull out. There's a back rise to a straddle flange. Shoot handstand. It's a very steady routine for Brian. Back up rise handstand. Look how still he is. And a double layout. And a very good routine for Brian. Now we take a look at Brian in slow motion. Here's his back up rise to that straddle flange. It's very, very difficult, let alone to swing into it. Sometimes gymnasts just press into that flange.
Moving back over to the women's uneven parallel bars, Julissa Gomez received a 9.65 as you look at Chen Sei-Ting of China.
She had some trouble in the all-around competition. She had a fall in this event, but she is very strong.
Straight.
Yes, she's so tiny that she doesn't even have to bend her body to go through the bars.
That high bar is 8 feet off the ground. The low bar is 5 feet off the ground.
She just had a major stop right there. Ooh, and a fall. She's been having some trouble on bars. She didn't take the time to chalk up. She just hopped right back up. She wants to get it over with. She's gonna finish with her dismount. She was warming up a double back with a full twist, and she throws it. Oh, a little forward.
Mary Lou, there has to be something that goes through your mind when you take a fall, because you have to figure out how to line yourself back up properly and do the correct setup move.
Yes, you're right. It's one of the hardest things to fall in the middle of a routine. Let's watch where she falls. She just went a little over in her handstand, and the back went to arch.
And that just pulled her right over. And we are going to break away from the action here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Please stay with us as China USA continues.
Do you like to draw or paint or maybe just sketch or doodle? Well, if you do, chances are you have the interest needed to become a serious art student. And here's how you can find out. By simply calling toll-free, Art Instruction Schools will send you without cost or obligation this enjoyable art test. You take it at home in your spare time, and when you've finished, you simply mail it in. Your test is then reviewed and graded by experts, and that's all there is to it. So call or write today for your art test, and don't let the wonderful world of art pass you by. To get your free art test, call this toll-free number or write to Art Test and give your name, address, and age. Don't delay. Call this number now. Call 1-800-544-1000.
Our still rings competition now shows Fu Luming of China getting ready to begin his routine. I'm Leandra Riley along with Peter Vidmar and Mary Lou Retton. And these are the individual event finals between China and the United States.
Fu Luming was the leader in the team competition on the rings. He's very powerful. There's a kip to a cross. He pulls out of it and goes right up to an inverted cross. One of the most difficult skills in men's gymnastics. There's a giant to a handstand. A little bit off, though. He's wobbling just a little bit. That should be a deduction. It's a backup rise to a handstand. Lower to a planche. There's been a new strength requirement in rings. You have to do at least 3 strength elements on rings now. Press to a handstand. This is a long routine. Just dismount, double layout, and he took a step. That's a little. That's not enough to win, but it was a very good routine.
As you look at Chen Sei-Ting of China, there is her score, 9.15. That's about what she got in the all-around competition. I believe she received a 9.2.
Yes.
But falling, you're glad to get in the 9s. As we look at Phoebe Mills now at the USA.
Phoebe had a great routine in the all-around competition. Let's see if she can hit it. A great combination. A giant with a full twist pirouette right into a reverse hecht. Beautiful. She's handling this so well. She's going to set up for her dismount. Should be a flyway in the pike position. And she does, and she sticks it. Great landing. What a day Phoebe Mills is having.
What a day, what a meet. Now Bella's being nice. He's not beating her too hard.
Nice pat on the face.
That was kind, Bella, as the rest of the gymnasts congratulate her.
Let's watch her dismount one more time.
9.75, and our next competitor up is Scott Johnson.
She lets go of the bar, legs together, straight. Great landing. She's happy about that.
So Phoebe Mills will be looking forward to a score in the high 9s as we watch Scott Johnson prepare his mount on the still rings. Fu Luming, the competitor before him, tied Brian Ginsberg with a 9.75. Our leader is still Zhao Zhenghua at 9.85.
Scott needs a 9.85 to tie and a 9.9 to win. He did get a 9.8 in the team competition. It's a very good event for him. There's a kip to a Maltese cross. Lower to an iron cross. Scott's always been very, very strong on rings. It's pressed to a handstand. It's nice and straight. Giant dislocate, shoot to a handstand. And an inlocate, backup rise to a handstand. Now Scott's going to get ready for his dismount. This is a very well-balanced routine. And a pike half and half out. That was a very good routine. It might be enough.
Phoebe Mills scores 9.85.
Score for Phoebe Mills, 9.85. That makes her our leader on the women's uneven parallel bars while we wait for the score for Scott Johnson. And we still have one more competitor on the women's uneven parallel bars. And from China, it's Yang Li. Yang Li, 20 years of age. She was the 1985 Asian Junior Champion.
The Chinese swing bar so beautifully. All of their hands. Oh, she had a
Form break on her
form
mount.
break
Yeah.
on her mount. Wasn't ready for that one.
Called major knee bend of the left
Yes.
leg.
And another break.
Are her bars adjusted correctly, do you think? And she just hasn't gotten out of the blocks right.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to get back up after you fall. It just all breaks all concentration. She's still got 2 release moves that she did in the all-around competition, but let's see if she throws them. Here's one, the reverse hecht, done very nicely.
That's to her credit that she could recoup for that.
Yes, and the double flyaway, the little hop. She left out the Jaeger flip.
Johnson scored 9.85.
So Scott Johnson, you heard the numbers over the PA system, 9.85 for Scott Johnson as he waves to the judges. That gives him, according to my math, a tie for first. As we go back to the women's uneven parallel bars, Yang Li who just had trouble with her routine, virtually gave the gold medal to Phoebe Mills.
Yes, let's see what happens. She just doesn't get her balance right and bends her knees and has a big form break there. But she continues, gains her composure, and she's going through a routine. And it seems like the first break really lost her concentration on that, and she just has a second fall.
Something just wasn't right from the beginning for this young lady. An unfortunate circumstance. At 20 years of age, she is a veteran of international competition, so she did regroup enough to give us an excellent hecht and a nice dismount, but just not good enough to get her any kind of score. So Phoebe Mills with her 9.85 is very out in front with the gold medal.
Yes.
And I believe the judges are probably going to have to confer on this one because there are so many breaks involved.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
We'll be back with the unfortunate score for Young Yan Lee and the results of the women's uneven parallel bars and still rings in a moment.
A jellyfish swims faster than that.
Not with a clogged nose like this.
Oh, try this. Sidex, I need help now.
You got it. Hit this when you feel it.
1 second.
With Sinex Vapors, you feel better in 1 second. Plus, its strong decongestant keeps you breathing free for hours.
And you're gonna need it for hours.
Whoa!
Sinex, regular or long-lasting. Feeling better is a second away. From Vicks, of course.
I'm the first to leave my bed. Gotta get 'em dressed and fed. Give 'em all a little peck and some Citrus Hill Select. It's a healthy little potion, one that gets 'em all in motion. From the taste right to the vitamin C. Every single glass I pour has a day supply and more. Citrus Hill Select gets their juices flowing and their day gets going and their juices get flowing. Citrus Hill Select is squeezed from the heart. That's where oranges are sweet, making vitamins a treat. Citrus Hill Select gets your juices flowing. Citrus Hill Select gets your juices flowing.
The sports stars of tomorrow are doing their best today in America's high schools. Every Saturday, ESPN Scholastic Sports America looks at the record setters, the scholar athletes, the outstanding teams, players, and coaches. It's the one and only weekly program featuring high school athletes from all across the country doing their best. Join Chris Fowler every Saturday at 6:30 Eastern for Scholastic Sports America on ESPN.
Indoor soccer's #1 team, the Baltimore Blast, plays Chicago in the ESPN season premiere. Live Friday at 2 Eastern on ESPN.
Our coverage of the McDonald's Gymnastics Classic continues. The men's still ring results show we have a tie for first place and a tie for third. And it's an international tie at that. Scott Johnson and Zhao Jianghua each received a 9.85 to get the gold, while Brian Ginsberg and Fu Luming received 9.75 for the bronze.
Leander Rings was the best competition of the day so far, and it wasn't good enough just to get by with no mistakes. The gymnasts had to perform exceptional routines, and both Zhao and Scott did great jobs.
On the women's uneven parallel bars, they too had a tie. First place was sewn up all alone by Phoebe Mills. She received a 9.85, but Julissa Gomez and Zheng Yingzi received 9.65s for the silver.
The Chinese had several breaks on bars, but the Americans came on top with tremendous routines from Julissa Gomez and again, Phoebe Mills.
So that recaps halfway point of our competition. Phoebe Mills has 2 gold medals to her credit. Scott Johnson, a gold and a silver. We'll be back with men's vaulting and beam after this.
From the investor's point of view, with Charles Schwab.
I started Charles Schwab and Company from the investor's point of view. So at Schwab, you get big discounts and fast trades. And here's what I mean by fast.
Just a minute. I want to call my broker before the market closes. Because I invest with Charles Schwab, I can buy and sell stocks just like that. Listen.
Charles Schwab.
This is Sue Haynes, account 864555. I'd like to buy 300 shares of Mega at the market.
Mega's at 10. I'm entering your order to buy 300 shares at market. If you'd like to wait, I'll confirm.
Great.
300 shares of Mega is yours at 10. Anything else?
That's it.
Thanks.
See?